Oh dear, I'm not sure if this is okay to share, but here goes nothing. A few nights ago, I was in my apartment, watching God knows whatever, and I received a call from a friend explaining how a murder had just happened in my building. I of course asked him what the hell was he talking about, and he told me to go to Channel 5, so I did. The lady on the TV was explaining that just earlier that day, a lady named Isabella Allen was killed in my apartment. Her head was decapitated, and she had her clothes removed. I couldn't believe it, because she was someone who I talked to often, and had even spent the night with. One thing though, the lady on the TV said she was killed around 4:44 that day, yet as I was hearing this, it was 8:07, and I didn't hear anything coming from down the hall, where her apartment was. I got up, put on a loose black dress shirt, and went out into the hall. The hall always smelled like old shoe polish, and the air felt misty. I walked down the hall, saying hi to a guy named David who lived across from me, a few doors down. I got closer to Isabella, and my theory was confirmed. I couldn't see any police anywhere. I know it was already 8 o'clock, but hell, her head had been removed, and I figured that maybe the police would want to stay while I clean up things. I stared for a while, then did something I shouldn't have. I tried to open the door, and to my surprise, it was open. I considered leaving it alone, but this was a dear friend of mine, and I wanted to see what evidence I could find on my own. I went in, and stepped into the living room. It looked almost the same, except that the TV had been removed and it smelled like blood. I walked deeper, and my feet met a liquid. I looked down. Wet blood. It looked fresh. I was about to go explore the kitchen, but out of nowhere, the front door of the apartment started to open. I ran into the bedroom and hid into the wooden closet. I heard footsteps walk around in the front, almost like they were pacing. They opened drawers in the kitchen, and then their footsteps got closer. My heart started racing, as I didn't know if this was a stranger or the same sick fuck that did this to my friend. He walked into the bedroom, and I saw this person for the first time. This was also when I realized all the lights were still on inside the apartment, which didn't make too much sense, but that's not even the cherry on this shake. The person was wearing a mask. It looked like some type of sewer creature mask, one out of a 50s monster movie. They were also wearing a black jacket and brown pants. Thick boots too. I looked closer through the blinds of the closet, and realized this person was a man. About 5'8". He walked around, then sat down on the olive-colored bed. He then spoke. "Come here." Who was he talking to? It couldn't be me. Then, a woman walked into the doorway, having long black hair and wearing a blue outfit. I looked closer. She had a bruise on her face. The man spoke again. "Take your clothes off. I want to see your innocent fucking body." What the actual fuck, I thought. The women began to strip, and the man took off his clothes as well. The woman had a scar on her belly, and it looked like someone had slashed her with a big piece of glass. Then something happened that I wish I could cleanse my mind of. The man pulled the girl by her hair and threw her on the bed. He started to force himself on her. He kept hitting her while doing it. He was yelling obscene things. Ooh, you like that, you fucking slut? Oh yeah, feel your cunt get blistered. At this point, I decided something. I'm gonna run out as fast as I could, run into my apartment, which was still unlocked, get my gun, then blow this piece of shit to kingdom come. Here goes nothing, I thought. I ran out, missing the man by 2 feet. I heard him yell in anger. I ran out the door, down to my apartment, and I basically threw myself inside. I ran to my desk, got my .38, and approached my door. I wasn't sure if that man was right outside my door. I raised my gun and flung open the door. No one. I kept my gun raised and walked out into the hall. I turned to my right and froze. The man was standing right there. Mask still on. I said something. I'll fucking kill you, pussy. That set him off. He ran fast towards me. I shot him 3 times. I didn't care. This fuck deserved to die. Just then, the woman walked into the hall. She looked down at the man, and then at me, and said, tears in her eyes, "Thank you." I told her stay put while I called the cops. They came and removed the man's mask. It was my neighbor David. According to the women, she was a good friend with Isabella, and David was her abusive lover. Turns out when David found out she told Isabella about their relationship, he came and killed her. The police told me he did it so swiftly and cleanly, they didn't have much to clean up. I looked at the body of who I thought was just my neighbor, but who was really a monster who killed a dear friend of mine. I stared with calm anger, then muttered under my breath, "Goodbye, freak."